I'm Laura Baker, part of the Wyoming CAN Committee and board president for the Cyber Wyoming Alliance. This is the last video in a three-part series about the new field of cyberpsychology. For purposes here, cyberpsychology can be defined as the human traits that everyone has that puts us at risk for being scammed online. Today, for the Cyber in a Box library program, we're going to talk about personality traits that could put us at risk when we interact with others online. And you may recognize some traits in yourself. But that's okay because knowledge is power, and we're going to give you some tips to help you interact safely online. These Cyber in a Box videos are brought to you by the Wyoming CAN Committee and the Wyoming State Library, among these other community-minded organizations. Let's get right into it. The number one risk factor for clicking when you shouldn't is impulsiveness. So, if you consistently go for that candy bar, magazine, or pack of gum in the checkout line, you may be a little impulsive. This can translate to problems for clicking when you shouldn't. So the solution here is to slow down and read every email with a bad monster accent. I want to suck your blood, to make yourself naturally more suspicious. Can you believe that hackers even know when to contact us? If you pride yourself in being productive, then you need to be sure to slow down right before lunch and right before you leave for the day. This is when scammers who use psychology know that you're going to zip through your tasks as fast as possible. So you're more vulnerable during these times if you're productive. Another risk factor is if you live alone. Why? The scammers know that if you talk it out with someone, then you're more likely to figure out that it's a scam. Scammers combat this by making the offer feel like it's an initiation or by making you feel special. Or they use negative emotions like, you're going to be in trouble, but I am the only one that can help you. Scammers bank on the fact that you don't have enough information to make good decisions. Remember the half stories they tell? So to combat this, you have to ask more questions. And there was a Wyoming citizen from Lovell that got tired of getting those car warranty phone calls. So he pressed 1 to talk to a real person. And before they could say anything, he said, "What company are you calling from and what country are you calling from?" And they hung up on him. Now, experts say don't press a number because it signals that the phone number is valid. It could open you up to more calls. But what this citizen did was ask questions, which intimidated the scammers and made them move on to lower hanging fruit. If you're a social media king or queen, I have bad news for you. You're more at risk and need to be extra careful. The top 2 methods they will try to use to scam you are contacting you through social media because you've shown you trust it, and faking a website you're familiar with. So let's go over some other risk factors to see if you fit the mold. Millennials are more at risk. They've been raised in the digital age and are used to digital methods, and they trust them more. So if you're younger, you are more at risk. The more self-motivated you are, the more you can be hacked. This is because you tend to figure it out on your own. So again, there's that alone or didn't talk to anyone factor, and it's because you're a problem solver. If you're an extrovert, then the old saying goes, strangers are friends you haven't met yet. You routinely talk to strangers and enjoy it, but you have to remember that this is dangerous online. A lot of people are extroverts, so this is something you have to think about. Being agreeable is usually a good thing for a harmonious workplace and to get along with your friends and family. But if you're agreeable, then the hackers can also get you to comply. They can make you click. If you're conscientious and want to do a good job or make someone happy, the hackers play on that. You want to please those that you work with or live with, so you also want to please the believable hacker. If you're emotionally stable, then you're more likely to engage with the hacker. Let's think about this in reverse. If you just went through a breakup and you're feeling bad, you're going to be harder to engage. You're cocooning. So if you're emotionally stable, then you are available for interaction. And finally, are you open to new experiences? If so, then you're probably open to the hacker's new idea or half story. Cybersecurity is more closely related to psychology than it is to computer science, according to Dr. Erik Huffman. Because hackers use emotional triggers, you have to know your own emotional triggers because they're hacking us, not computers. So to summarize, here are the risk factors again. And I want to note that a lot of these traits are what make you successful at everything you do. But get on your acting skills, because online you need to become a slightly different, more suspicious person. When I'm online, I'm Gretchen, not Laura. Gretchen is naturally more suspicious and has formed habits to reduce Laura's risk online. And don't forget to think about your own risk factors. Fight the psychological ploys of hackers by knowing yourself, knowing how the hackers play to your emotions and risk factors like impulsiveness, and thinking before you post or click on anything. Here are some additional resources about cyberpsychology and the psychological traits that make humans vulnerable. And don't forget to check out the other videos in Wyoming Cyber in a Box library program. Thank you for your time.